Some nice shots there from the Australian coming through. Great connection there from both fighters, in fact. The Hungarian showing a lot of aggression here, a lot more speed than the Australian. Again, taking advantage of the space there. Again, very, very cautious. And the provocation didn't work from the Australian. The Hungarian comes in with a blow. And that goes down for the end of that round. Again, certainly the Hungarian fighter, the more aggressive in this. I'm quite surprised we didn't see a bit more aggression from the Australian fighter. However, that's only the first round. So you can see there the Austrian fighter has to fight straight away. He's having a short rest there, which I think is the minimum that he deserves after what he put into the last fight. It's very, very difficult that one will have to fight 2 rounds consecutively, and he'll be fighting Germany now. So you can see there that particular group also looks pretty difficult. We mentioned before about the group with the Russian and Ukraine team. However, that's no easy group. So here, the Hungarian fighter is ready. We now wait for the Australian fighter. So they touch weapons. And slight provocative moves there from the Australians. So the Australian. And showing a bit more aggression this time. Maybe sort of come out of his shell a bit. A nice headshot there, 2 nice headshots. Some great movement from the Australian. However, the Hungarian is coming back. He's answering a nice headshot there from the Australian. Great aggression being shown by both fighters in this one. Smooth move there, and again, the Hungarian putting an arm on the Australian's polearm. Caught up in a clinch and a nice headshot there from the Australian. Good aggression being shown there. Again, an impressive display from this Australian. However, everything he's coming out with has been countered by this Hungarian. This has turned out to be an excellent bout. Some great support that you can see from the Australians there in the background. And the marshal calls that to time, whereas we get started straight away with Austria versus Germany. So, moving quite cautiously again, this Austrian has to conserve his energy when he put so much into the last fight against the Mexican. And to be straight in the list again, that's not going to be easy on him. So from this angle, it's quite difficult to see which of these pole arms is longer. Certainly, in terms of thickness, I would say that the Austrian fighter, because he's got the wound string on it, gives a little bit of width. So they've used the squared off handles for these pole arms. A nice shot there to the head from the German. So these squared off pole arms give them grip. And we go for the end round there. And you can see tiredness starting to kick in for the Austrian fighter. And we move into another round with the Australian against the Hungarian. Again, some nice aggression there shown from both fighters, and some great movement there from the Hungarian fighter. Some beautiful technique there coming down, some nice headshots there coming down. It's a massive shot there from the Australian now. The Hungarian did well to initiate the move, but I think he just walked into that. And you can see that he's starting to tire. The Australian waiting at the rope, waiting for him to come forward. So you can see that the Austrian and German are fighting there in the background. And that round is broken. So we go straight to the Austrian and the German. You can see a nice shot to the head there. Unfortunately, the Austrian doesn't have much in way of response to that.
The victory goes to Australia 5-1.
And Australia has come out the victor against Austria, against Hungary. You can see, however, the Austrian really starting to flag here, must be absolutely exhausted. You can't help but feel for them in these cases, but still goes for those crushing blows. You can see the rondelle on his gauntlet has come loose, and that's the end of the round, and he's going to need that break. They're going to need to get some air to him as quickly as possible. And you can see the Australian walking by there, a monster of a man. In the list now, on list B, you can see we have the UK fighter who was not victorious against his American opponent in the first bout.
United Kingdom 5-1 gets technical win. So the next fight is between Argentina 5-1 and Ukraine 5-1. Come to the list B.
A boj mezi Němcem a Rakušanem pokračuje. Další středověká bitva je tady.
A jak jste mohli slyšet mezi tím, tak technickým vítězem toho souboje na Bčku je Brit, kterému se nedostavil soupeř.
The next fight is between Hungary 5-1 and Czech Republic 5-1. Then prepare Poland 5-1 and Netherlands 5-1.
Němcovi se tam zničila jedna ze zbraní, ale už má náhradní. Co nevidět, se pustí do svého soupeře. Potlesk pro bojovníky z Rakouska a z Německa.
So the fighters, Argentina 5-1 and Ukraine 5-1. Come to the list B.
And with the result 2-1, the victory goes to Germany.
Tak a další vítězství v bitvě národů slaví Německo.
Fighters from USA and Belarus, please come to the list A. After that, Russia versus Netherlands. And after that, Mexico versus Germany.
A na Bčku se nám pomalu schyluje souboj mezi bojovníkem z Ukrajiny a Argentiny.
Kolbišti A uvidíme souboj mezi Spojenými státy a Běloruskem, který právě začal. Takže dvě bitvy najednou si teď můžeme vychutnat.
tak to jeho Američanovi evidentně nevadí. Teď vykryl pár útoků soupeře z Ukrajiny. To už se mu nepovedlo.
Vidíme, že tomuto středověkému boji se věnuje opravdu spousta národů. Sem do Prahy se letos sjelo více než 30 zemí z celého světa. Momentálně můžeme vidět kolbišti a Američana a Bělorusa.
Na druhé straně bojuje borec z Ukrajiny proti svému soupeři z Argentiny.
A konečně jsme viděli také tvrdé údery mezi Američanem a Bělorusem, to je ono. Američan teď poslán k zemi, ale už je na nohou.
Blows which are going straight through the Argentinian. Nice defensive blow there, and again you can see that despite the aggression of the Ukrainian, the Argentinian is being a lot wiser about his defense mechanisms than in the first bout he had. Incautious moves there from the Ukrainian fighter. Keeping his polearm lengthways all the time, although now, of course, he's keeping it far more horizontal, whereas the Argentinian fighter is trying to take advantage of his height, but defensively it works, but in terms of attacking, he's not quite getting exactly what he wants to achieve.
Večku je v tuto chvíli pauza. Probíhá úprava výzbroje bojovníka z Argentiny.
In the meantime, of course, you can see this heavy bout between the USA and Belarus. Some nice
The victory
moves
goes
there.
to Ukraine, fighter 1.
And there we have it. The victory has been given to the Ukrainian fighter over
Ano, tak
the Argentinian.
tohoto souboje se stává bojovník z Ukrajiny.
So, the American now just waiting for his opponent. Or for some instructions. The Belarusian, of course, being
Hungary, fighter 1, and Czech Republic, fighter 1. Come please to the list B. The next fight is between Poland, fighter 1, and Netherlands.
it's all over,
fighter 1.
and
Then we have a fight between New Zealand, fighter
we can
1,
see that
Belarus, fighter 1. Be prepared.
they'll be switching around with the groups.